Hello again, this is James Brew Emisa and welcome to the Brew Show. I am here with Victor the host, also known as Victor Chi. Bro, how are you doing?
Good.
So you may have seen us do a little Arsenal Man United recap and more video. And like I said, we're going to come back again with another video and I keep my promises. Here we are, and this time around we are coming to talk about the UEFA Champions League and UEFA Europa League group pairings for the 2022-23 season and what we expect to happen at the end of the group stages and beyond. So both of us have our teams in the Europa League, which is why we are doing the Europa League part of the show, because there's no way we're not going to talk about our class chances, and I think we are both looking at the ultimate crowd and getting to the Champions League. Both teams are going for the same thing, so it will be very interesting. But of course, we have to start with Europe's major competition, and that is the Champions League. So before we talk about this season's Champions League, let's talk about how last season's Champions League ended, and in particular, where Real Madrid deserving winners.
Oh, because Liverpool was shambolic, to be honest with you. I don't know. Because, truth be told, Liverpool was on the decline. By decline, I don't mean they are all of a sudden a bad team, but of course they have set a very high standard, so they are falling off that standard towards the latter part of last season. So we just entered into the Champions League, and I believe also the deadline day that City miraculously equalized against Aston Villa to win the EPL. I think it also had a psychological effect on the players. Yeah. So I wasn't surprised at their performance on the finals day. I was disappointed because I was hoping against hope that they would somehow psych themselves. I wasn't surprised, but I was disappointed. Yeah, so Madrid were deserving winners. And of course, I'm always happy for Ancelotti, so I'm an Ancelotti fan. I'm not a fan of his methods, but I don't think he's a brilliant coach in terms of tactical abilities and all of that. But as a human being, I like him. Yeah, so I'm always happy for Ancelotti. So I'm glad he was able to turn it around and win the Champions League. Yeah. I think he's now become the only coach to have won four different leagues,
four different decades.
In 4 different decades, and then I think 4 different
teams. No, he's not Madrid again, but yeah, leagues. Yeah,
so he won at Bayern Munich.
He's won with Chelsea.
He won in Chelsea.
He won with Real Madrid.
He won with Real Madrid.
AC Milan.
He won with AC Milan.
And then PSG. 5.
So yeah, so I think so he's really a don.
Don Carlo.
Don Carlo.
So again, congratulations Real Madrid, and we did speak about Liverpool because they were in the final, and Liverpool find themselves in Group A in this season's Champions League, and it's a very tasty group.
Yeah.
Liverpool, Ajax, Napoli, Rangers. Vic, how do you see this group panning out?
It will be a very dicey group for Liverpool, and I foresee them struggling to qualify. I think their best position in that group will be like a second, and that will be because probably Napoli weren't at their best and Ajax weren't at their best. I say that because, of course, no disrespect to Liverpool, because Liverpool, they'll have a great coach, they have great players, but like I said, they are on a decline. I don't know what it will take to put an end to the decline. I don't know what it takes, because even the decline is so evident that even trustworthy Van Dijk all of a sudden is making some very naive, and they've not even played like this. They've not played teams with players like Jesus and speedy forwards and wingers. Yes, that will make him look like he's nothing. So Ajax, their current coach is not bad. The team is also playing well. Probably, they'll have to readjust to the loss of Anthony. If they're able to overcome that quickly, then I see them pose a lot of problem for Liverpool. Napoli too, I don't know. For me, they've been inconsistent this season. On their day, I've watched a couple of their matches. I've watched highlights of their matches. On a good day, they are brilliant. And then the next game, I don't know, their performance is subpar. So if they're able to fix their inconsistency issues, I also see them posing a problem for Liverpool.
And Ajax.
I would have said Celtic were the whooping boys.
Rangers.
But then they beat Rangers, was it 4 or 5 0 over the weekend?
You have said Rangers were the whooping boys.
Rangers or Celtic?
Yeah, this one is Rangers.
Rangers, okay. I would have said, okay, even still, I would have said Rangers would be the whooping boys. But Brovokos have proven to us that he's a good coach.
That is true, because I did not expect them to knock out PSV.
Yes. And then even the Europa League finals last season, they were just unfortunate. Yeah. I was really pained for them. They were just unfortunate because I believe they were like deserving winners, but one of those things. So on their day two, I see them posing a lot of problems for Liverpool at
the Ibrox
Stadium. Yes, I foresee them posing a lot of problems for Liverpool. So for me, Liverpool's best bet is to make sure they win all their home games. If they even draw one of it, then they will have big trouble. Yes.
So Group B is Porto, Atletico Madrid, Bayer Leverkusen, and Club Brugge.
I see Leverkusen and Porto qualifying ahead of Atletico. Again, no respect to Atletico, but Atletico has been on a sharp decline for the past 2-3 seasons. And this season, funny enough, I am an ardent viewer of ESPN. ESPN, they have a program segment, Extra Time, on ESPN. They always upload their videos on YouTube, so I always watch it. So their first game, Morata scored like 2 goals, and they played very well. And then so the panel were discussing that, is Atletico Madrid back? And one of the panels was skeptical. I was like, nah, let me see them game 2, game 3, game 4, and then I'll see they are back. And lo and behold, I think the guy was a prophet. So the point I'm trying to make is that Atletico this season,
Jekyll and Hyde.
Charlie, too difficult for them.
But Porto, I mean, okay, fine. Porto had a very good account of themselves the last time we saw them with Pepe and Co. in the Champions League. I think it was 2 seasons ago when they were in City's group.
Yeah.
And I think yes, they should be able to give a good account of themselves this time around. Leverkusen too has been steadily on the up.
On the up, yeah.
So congratulations to them getting into the Champions League, and I think Club Brugge are looking for a scalp because they want to make sure they stay in Europe by the end of the group stage. So either the Champions League or the Europa, because it's an open group for them. There's no real big boy in this group to intimidate them. So I think it's a very tasty, tricky, enticing group for us to watch.
Yeah.
So.
And again, I don't know, they are playing this sick game with Barcelona, because I hear that there's a clause in
Griezmann state where if you start 50%, they have to pay an extra 40 million.
So they're always bringing him in the 60,
last 20,
something in it. And Griezmann is one of their better players and one of their experienced players. So they will need him in the Champions League. So if they continue like this, it may also affect their chances.
Yes. Now the group everybody wants to hear. Bayern Munich, Barcelona, Inter Milan, and Victoria Pilsen. Everybody's group of death on paper.
And, I believe Bayern Munich and Barcelona are just too good for the rest of the teams. But then, what I'm really looking forward to the game between Bayern Munich and Barcelona. It will
too many surplus.
It will be a magical game. It will not be. There will not be a single minute of boredom in it, because it will be a tasty game, because Barcelona are playing top-notch football, and the chemistry between Pedri and Lewandowski is scary. Like, it's almost like they are telepathic. Like, when I watch them, I'm like, it feels like Lewandowski has been with them for the past like 2 or 3 seasons, but he just came. Like, it's less than. And that goes back to the point I was making earlier, because the players have now understood what Xavi needs. And they bought into it. Now it was easy for Lewandowski just to fit into it. Yeah. And then he's flowing with the guys like he's playing with them for no. I'm surprised, because it's just beautiful to watch. Like the telepathy is just something else. And Dembele has come. He has picked up in leaps and bounds. Dembele is playing exceptional football. I'm surprised he stayed on. Probably he stayed on because there were no tickets. I don't know.
I think Chelsea and Man United were kind of interested, but nobody really made a concrete
offer for him. Yeah, because he stayed on reduced salaries too. But he was smart enough to just sign a 2-year contract, which is smart. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. So I believe the team is there. And then this guy, this Gavi guy.
Yeah.
The guy is just man.
That guy is magic.
And you think he's a because he's young. He's like, is he 18 or 19?
19,
and
I think,
he's not a huge player, but he's feisty. He's very sensible. His football IQ is through the roof. Oh man, the guy is just good, and he's keeping out De Jong.
Yeah.
Now I understand why Barcelona were flirting with selling De Jong.
Yeah.
The only reason why they didn't sell him finally was because De Jong was reluctant to leave, and they were also reluctant to pay him the 17 million. I think they owed him back to it. Yeah. Because now I understand why. But that was now I understand why. Because they knew that they had Gavi.
Because I think his best bet is starting the centre back, which is shocking because we are talking about the best central midfielders
in the world. Yes. So now Gavi literally is making De Jong, putting De Jong on the bench.
Yeah. Yeah.
So well, I'm looking forward to the game between Barcelona and Liverpool and Bayern Munich. Yes, that'll be a great game.
So that was Group C.
Yeah,
Group D, another very open group in my opinion. Frankfurt, Tottenham, Sporting Lisbon, and Olympique Marseille.
Sorry, I'll take us back a bit. I'll not forgive myself and not talk about it.
No
Nagelsmann is not being given credit for being a tactical genius. He likes, in his interviews, he likes to talk about the fact that, football is not about tactics because when the game starts, tactics goes out of the window. But it's not true. Nagelsmann, I don't know why he likes to say that, but the guy is a tactical genius. The formation he plays is just, I don't know.
I think he doesn't want to give himself too much credit, but then again, he succeeded Hansi Flick.
Probably that's his funny way of not overshadowing that or taking people's attention away from the fact that Hansi Flick has done a great job. Of course, Hansi Flick did a great job in Bayern Munich.
Yeah.
But honestly, Nagelsmann has taken the thing to a whole new level. The only problem I foresee for him and the team is complacency. If they're able to handle that, I don't see anybody stopping them in Bundesliga. Of course, Bundesliga they won already, and I don't see anybody stopping them in the Champions League either. I see them going all the way. Because the guy is just and they seem to have bought the players he needs, and the guy's man management too is top notch.
Yeah,
because he's worked with older players. Lewandowski is almost his age, but Lewandowski bought into his ideas. And what's his name? Leroy Sané was struggling, but all of a sudden this season the guy is playing exceptional football.
Yeah.
So Nagelsmann is a genius coach. Man management wise and tactical wise, yes, he's great. So I just wanted to mention that. Yeah.
Nice one. And now the Frankfurt, Tottenham, Sporting Lisbon, and Marseille.
I think that's one of the that's the most evenly matched group in the Champions League this season because any of those four teams can qualify. Any of those four teams can qualify.
I'm looking forward to seeing what Dimitri Payet has in store for these other teams when he gets his set pieces because Payet was one of the reasons why I paid a lot of attention to West Ham that season. I didn't mind watching West Ham losing. I'm not a West Ham fan for the record, but I watched a lot of their matches because Payet was like an artist at work. And when you have other players around him who make sure that they're at the end of his passes and stuff, it was breathtaking. So I'm looking forward to watching an artist doing his thing in Dimitri Payet in that group. And I can see a lot of set piece goals for Marseille in this Champions League.
Yeah, I would like to say two things about Payet. One is funny, but the other is it's more serious. If Payet were an African player, I would have said his family people have gone to bewitch him. Because as to why a player at the height of his powers in the most televised league in the world would force his way out of West Ham to go back to Marseille. It boggles the mind.
It's not like he was forced out. He was starting regularly.
He forced his way out to the point that now West Ham. I was watching a documentary of Payet during his time in West Ham. West Ham have literally erased him from their records. Literally. You see, as to why he did that, only he can explain that. But anyway, that's just understood. Now, most serious I want to talk about is I don't know what Sao Paulo, the former
AC coach.
No, Marseille coach.
Sao Paulo, okay.
Sao Paulo, yeah, the guy with the tattoo and the sakura. Yeah. I don't know what he did to Payet, but Payet last season or during Sao Paulo's reign was just a different Payet because now his work rate was top notch. Payet was falling back, defending, putting in the correct shift. He wasn't just a creative outlet. No. He was putting in top work. I don't know what Sao Paulo did to him, but even his teammates were even surprised as to how Payet bought into the Sao Paulo system. But anyway, that's another issue. But then the new coach, I don't know too much about him, and I've not really watched Marseille's games this season. But if last season was anything to go by, then this season, in that group, if they play anywhere close to what they did last season, I dare say
they should qualify.
I dare say they'll be first in that group, even ahead of Spurs. I dare say so. Spurs, I've not been convinced by any of their games yet. Honestly, it's not because I'm an Arsenal fan. I like to be very objective. I've not been convinced by any of the play 6 games. Yeah, so far. At least Arsenal has played 2 or 3 games where they've been superb. Even they lost yesterday, you can see a clear system.
Yeah.
Yesterday, I won't say we were unlucky. We were just naive. That's it. We just considered some cheap because we didn't take our chances. All right. But even with that, you can see, everybody can see that, okay, Charlie, Arsenal is playing football. With Spurs, I only see a group of guys who are hardworking. Of course, Antonio Conte's team is hardworking. All right. But they've not blown me away. So hence, I see their best position in this group as a second.
What about Frankfurt? Europa
Frankfurt are the dark horses, if you ask me. Frankfurt are there. I've watched, I think, 1 or 2 of their games this season, and they look like on their day they can beat anybody. On their day, Frankfurt can beat anybody. So again, that's what I'm saying, that this group is the most evenly matched group in the Champions League this season. Yes, anybody can qualify. So anybody who loses any of their home games is already in trouble. Yes, because now winning your home games is going to be critical for whoever wants to qualify for this group. Yes.
So guys, pay attention. Group D is open.
It's really a group of depth.
So if you are going to bet, please bet with sense. Me, I don't bet.
Well,
but if you are going to bet, bet with sense.
I would advise nobody to bet on Group D because because it's
your money will go and you will never get it back. Charlie, Group E, this is where a few noisy people will be paying attention to. AC Milan, Chelsea, RB Salzburg, and Dynamo Zagreb.
Chelsea will qualify from this group because there's no third team that is even average. Because it's AC, Chelsea, and then Zagreb and who? Salzburg. Okay. Well, Salzburg
have been stubborn for a while.
Yes. And then looking at what Chelsea has been lately, unless they up their game, I dare say that the threat to Chelsea's qualification, is Salzburg. If Salzburg play anywhere close to what I know they can play, then there will be a serious challenge. Again, I'm not saying this because I'm an Arsenal fan. I'm just looking at the facts. Let's look at what it is. Let's call a spade a spade. Chelsea has not been great this season. Yes. And they also have been on a decline for a while. And then, if you ask me, I think Tuchel has also lost his way a bit. I don't know what is going on with him, but he's lost his way a bit because there's too much friction with some of the players. You get the thing, and I don't know whether the system is not fitting them, and then the loss and the injury of to N'Golo Kante too, I think, has taken a big toll. Yes, on the team. They didn't know
how to embed their midfield was.
Yes, nobody's really talking about that as much as I think they should, but it is obvious because if N'Golo Kante is at his best, then everybody else is confident to be at their best.
Yeah.
So, and again, this season too, Mendy has been very shaky. I'm just being diplomatic. He has been shaky at best.
And yes, Kepa still can't get a look in, so that should tell you Kepa is really bad.
And for me, Kepa cursed himself.
The
incident with Mauricio Sarri has not. I don't know. Since if anybody be honest, of course, I'm an African, so you can call this superstition or whatever. You are free to judge it whichever we want to judge it. But I believe that since that day, Kepa's career has never been the same again. I think it also affected him also psychologically. Because Chelsea fans or whoever, if you're a ardent football fan, you go back. You go all the way back. Go back to that season. Since that day, Kepa's career has never been the same again. So I believe he shot himself in the foot. And then because he also did that, I think after 1 or 2 mistakes, quickly they moved on from him. Though they paid how much? 70 million pounds. Yeah, for him. And they went to take a Mendy, who wasn't even the best goalkeeper in France. He wasn't even near the best. For them to go take him and make him a number 1 goalkeeper
over you, and he wins the Champions League,
says a lot. So again, Chelsea's goalkeeping department is not the best yet. It's shaky this season. The Brazilian defender, what's his name again? Thiago Silva is still good, but his legs are gone. Koulibaly is a bit of a hothead because the red card he got the last time was like
the match was already gone.
Silly. So, and then Chelsea's forward line, well, Aubameyang is still an unknown quantity. Let's see what he brings. If he's able to bring anything good. But then, like some football pundits were pointing out, I'm also an added listener to CTFM's Friday Night Panorama. And then I think last Friday they were discussing the fact that Chelsea's number 9 jersey is cursed.
And he went for it.
And then that's what he went for. And then people were arguing that, because he's Gabonese, they also have their own magical things they do. So it's to balance. But that's just by the way. So in all seriousness, AC Milan will qualify top of the team, of the group. And then Chelsea will qualify based on how well Salzburg plays.
Then the group of the champions, Real Madrid, are in the same group with Leipzig, Shakhtar Donetsk, and Celtic.
Oh, Real Madrid will qualify easily.
Hands down.
Hands down qualify.
Who's joining them? Leipzig, Shakhtar, Celtic.
Shakhtar have lost their way. Shakhtar of 2 seasons ago, 3 seasons ago, I would have said Madrid and Shakhtar. And because I believe they've lost their way.
Could be because of the political issues in Ukraine and
even from last season, they've been on a decline for, I think, 2 seasons. I don't know that they've become too monocle. You know, they always sell their best players. So I don't know that has also affected. And then the war in Ukraine too has not been too helpful.
Because they won't get to play at home.
Exactly. So yes, so good. So that will also be a thing. The reason I'm apprehensive to just quickly say Madrid and Leipzig is Leipzig are also very consistent this season. On their day, they are very good. And then because they lost 4-0 to Frankfurt, I think this weekend. Yeah, that was just crazy.
And speaking of 4-0, Celtic beat Rangers 4-0.
And Celtic to beat, surprisingly Celtic, because honestly I was tipping Rangers to
win the game.
To win the league easily this season. So for Celtic to have done that to them tells us that it's going to be a much tougher SPL this season. Yeah. So depending on which Shakhtar comes forward this season, I tip Madrid and Leipzig or Shakhtar. If Shakhtar plays anywhere close to their best, then I say Madrid and Shakhtar.
That's one. Group G: Man City, Sevilla, Dortmund, FC Copenhagen.
Dortmund are a shambles this season. Let's put him out there.
Leading 2-0 at home in 9 minutes, and you find a way of losing that game there.
And I think this season they've won like 2 games, 1-1. Even those ones, they went through by the skin of their teeth. Yes, they've been very. It makes me question why they sacked Rose last season. Because they sacked him because they've been inconsistent. But at least there was a clear style of play. So on their good day, they were good. And then the games you thought they should easily have won, they either drew it or something. So they sacked the guy. But this guy, even the games they've won this season, they've not played any outstanding football. There's no clear system.
Do you think the issues happening to Sebastian Haller has affected the team? Because I think he banked his hopes on.
No. If they want to give that an excuse, no. Because again, football fans, go back, go watch highlight reels of Dortmund. Their midfield is terrible. Their backline.
Whistle is gone.
Yes, their backline is suspect.
No, they are giving out goals.
Yes, Akanji has always been a reserve player. Yes, so their defense and midfield is basically non-existent. Especially their midfield. And if your midfield is in shambles, then of course it will affect the forward line and the back line.
Yeah.
Yes. So yeah. So the Halep incident is rather unfortunate. But the Celestine Modeste guy who they bought as a temporary stopgap measure, he's not a bad striker at all. And I think he's holding the football. If you ask me, I'll put he and Halle on the same level. Yes. Halle will just be a bit ahead of him because of what he was able to do with Ajax last season and his numbers. But his numbers were great, but tapping goals and headers, and I don't consider that too much. And those are things that Modeste easily can do. So if they are going to put all their reasons for their shocking performance decision on Halle's cancer and operation, then they are worse than I thought they are. Yeah.
So you took City and
so City, Dortmund, Sevilla. I would have said City and Sevilla instantly. Sevilla too have been inconsistent this season too. I don't know what is going on, but they are struggling badly. Did they sell? Apart from Kunde, who else did they sell? No, I don't think they sold. Yes, they didn't sell any major. Yes, and Sevilla for who they are and their resource for that, they should easily have replaced.
I think they sold Ocampos to Ajax because we got Anthony. I think.
Okay.
Yeah,
but still, because their game over the weekend, I think they lost 2-0 to Villarreal.
I think they lost 4-0 to Barca.
So let's see, because two teams are both Sevilla and Dortmund are very inconsistent this season. So whoever is able, Copenhagen, we don't know who is coming. You don't know what they have in store this season. Man. So automatically Madrid, and then either of these three teams can qualify. Second. Yeah.
Then the last group in the Champions League for this season is PSG, Juventus, Benfica, and Maccabi Haifa.
Again, I don't know which Benfica team is stepping forward this season. If the Benfica team stepping forward this season is anywhere close to the Benfica I know or I knew 2-3 seasons ago,
then they should qualify ahead of.
Then they'll qualify ahead of Juve. Now, I'll say PSG first for one sole reason. No manager has been able to have total control over the PSG dressing room because of course the stylings and the egos. Yes. But Galtier, though he doesn't really have a control over the dressing room, but he seems to have a practical control. He seems to be able to make the players do what he wants them to do. I don't know if you understand, because if you've watched PSG's games, they played strictly according to what Galtier wants, how Galtier wants them to play. Yes, of course they have their own personal fields, like Neymar and Mbappe fighting over penalty duties. But that, if you're not careful, will distract from the fact that they are playing according to the coaching system. In previous seasons, especially Pochettino's time, the players go on the pitch and they do what they like. But now it seems like there's some structure and there is some discipline. So, barring any Mbappe-Neymar fight or Mbappe-Messi fight or any fight between those three players, barring any of those, I see them going all the way to the final. So PSG will qualify, and then Benfica or Juve will qualify. Because Juve too have been a shambles. Let's just call it spade a spade. They've not played anywhere close. And then there's something funny they did. They had an opportunity to have bought Morata.
Yeah.
They let him go. He goes back to Atletico Madrid. And now they were attempting to, I don't know what games they were playing. I don't know whether they were hoping to get him for a cheap or I don't know. But Vlahovic,
He did try.
Because he's not bad, but he's trying. Because this season I respect him a bit more because I didn't know he had a free kick thing in his locker. Because he scored like two free kicks back to back or something. Yeah.
I think the one against Fiorentina was amazing.
Yes.
Top postage stamp.
Yeah. So he's not bad. So let's see. And Juve's midfield, I think the least said about it, they're better. the least said about their midfield, the better. The least said about. If they don't do anything about it quickly and they don't do anything about it fast, I see them having a disastrous Champions League.
Well, they can't do anything about it anymore because Pogba had Rabiot,
and Pogba has so many distractions.
Yeah, especially the one with Florentino right now.
Yeah, his brother. Yeah. But I don't know, but for some funny reason, probably on aside, forgive me guys, but I believe his brother. For some funny weird reason, I don't know, I just believe the brother.
Because he should do.
I believe, yes, of course, he's a vindictive fraud. Yeah. But I believe what he's saying. Of course, that's a brother. You are a senior brother. You should know. You should go about some of these things better. But I still believe what he's saying. I'm not justifying his actions, but I'm believing the story he is putting out there. But the truth will finally come out. So you are eagerly waiting for it to all play out nicely. Yeah.
So, guys, we've discussed the Champions League group pairings and what we expect to happen between now and November, end of November. So let us know in the comment section, do you agree with any of our predictions or suggestions for the group stage? If not, do let us know. If you think we didn't talk enough about your club's chances of progressing, Charlie, let us know and be the banter champions. We are waiting for you. So that's for the Champions League. For the Europa League, you Arsenal find yourselves in Group A with PSV, Bodo Glimt, and FC Zurich. What do you think?
I think we'll qualify easily from the group. I think we'll qualify. But if our Arteta, I think throughout the whole Europa League, I won't even play my first 11. I think our reserve players should be able to get the work done. Even if that costs us first place, I think it is worth it because
you need to save your main players.
Our midfield is light, and even our forward line is light. Because if, God forbid, or touch wood, if anything happens to Jesus, we are screwed.
Because Nketiah no catch.
Nketiah is forceful, but Nketiah is not an elite player yet. Yes.
Alright, so that was Group A. Who do you think will qualify with you, by the way?
PSV will qualify next because they are playing well. At least they're going to keep. Because Gakpo was
on the verge of leaving,
but they for whatever reason he's still there, so they'll be able to keep their better players. So they'll qualify with us now.
Then Group B, Dynamo Kiev, Rennes, Fenerbahce, and AEK Larnaca.
It looks like an evenly matched group, with the exception of the last team. Yeah. Which I don't really know much about.
Me neither, so I can't speak about.
Yeah, I can't speak. Yeah, so any of this, the other three teams can easily qualify.
Yeah. That's right. Then Jose Mourinho's Roma find themselves in Group C with Ludogorets, Real Betis, and HJK Helsinki.
Roma will qualify with a 100% record from the group. I go as far. I'm not really a Mourinho fan. I used to be, but after a while, I don't know. I just didn't like his antics. But his teams are. But speaking from just a football perspective, strictly by football, his team is playing some beautiful football this season. And then Dybala is because initially I was wondering why of all the teams you could have gone, why Roma and why go and play for a coach like Mourinho who demands a lot of work. And then knowing Dybala's injury record. So Mourinho, in my opinion initially, Mourinho was not the coach you should have gone to. But it is working magic. In the last game like this, the guy was just on fire. So, and then Tammy Abraham is playing well, Zaniolo is playing well. Their midfield is good, their centre back is good, their goalkeeper, Rui Patricio is great. So, I know they'll qualify with at least a 100% record. Yeah.
Then, who do you think is going with them? Ludogorets, Betis, or Helsinki?
I don't know what Helsinki is going to bring this season. They are a bit of an unknown quantity, but sometimes they can also be a thorn in anybody's flesh. But on paper, it looks like what was it? Betis and Ludogorets. Yeah, it looks like Betis. Ludogorets, I don't know. They've been on a decline too for a while because they used to be a thorn in people's flesh in the Champions League. But I think they'll rather qualify. Yeah, Betis will qualify.
Okay. Then another.
Betis, they didn't maintain Fakir.
I think so.
They okay.
Yeah.
He didn't leave. Okay,
Yeah.
okay. Then they stand a chance.
I think Group D is also very easy.
Sorry,
No, but
they sold Isaac, right?
no, Sociedad.
So rather, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Who we are about to come to, but
Okay.
before we get to Sociedad's Group D, Braga, Malmo, Union Berlin, and Union Saints G. The G, I think it's Galileos or something.
You know, Berlin has been a pleasant
Stubborn.
surprise. Yeah, a pleasant surprise in the Bundesliga. I'm not totally surprised because in their first season, back in the Bundesliga, they were a stable entity. Second season, they built up, and this season, man, they are playing different level football.
Because I always saw them as the second team in Berlin, but so for them to beat Hertha convincingly,
Yeah. They are playing some marvelous football. So if they keep that up, I see them winning this group easily. Yeah, and I even see them going all the way to the finals.
And who do you think is going along with them from the group?
So
Braga and Malmo and USG.
With the exception of the USG, I don't know anything about them. But Malmo and Braga, they are evenly matched. So any of those two teams that can put
who wins their head-to-head
would stand a chance of qualifying second to.
And since you mentioned Sociedad find themselves in Group E with Manchester United, FC Sheriff, and Omonia. Now, I think we all don't really know much about Omonia, but Sheriff will throw a spanner in this group.
Because Sheriff was the last season they
beat Madrid.
I think they beat them home and away or something.
Yeah.
So it will be an interesting group. Man United is also inconsistent. Well, they are getting to understand the Ten Hag system, so hopefully they would have come along in that process.
Yeah. And this will be a perfect time for the squad players to also buy into the system and then show that they need to be considered for the first team.
Yes. So Man United, if they don't go and become complacent and don't go and behave like sport divas on the pitch, then they can.
Which is possible.
Yeah, very, very possible. Because that thing is still in them. Yeah. Because it will take a while for Ten Hag to
clear that,
purge them of that.
Probably their 4-5 seasons.
Yeah.
that they work.
Yeah. So I know Manchester qualify, but that's first or second. It will depend on how consistent they are. But they will qualify.
And with who?
And
Sociedad
then
or Sheriff? Because Sociedad still have the magician.
Yes.
David Silva, sorry.
Okay, so now, but they sold Isaac.
With not a lot of time for them to
replace him. But Isaac has
and Januza has also left.
Oh, he also left them?
Yeah.
Because Isaac, I thought, this guy, he has potential. But his first game in Newcastle, the guy was good. He was fantastic. But anyway, well, let's see. It's either between Sociedad and Sheriff. Yeah. Again, their head-to-head will be crucial.
It will be crucial.
Yeah.
Now, Group F has Lazio, who started Serie A very well. Feyenoord, who lost their Conference League final to Lazio City rivals Roma. Then FC Midtjylland and SK Sturm Graz. Very open group as well.
Yeah. With the exception of Lazio, who is just a slight bit ahead of the pack. The group is very evenly matched. And Lazio too. I think inconsistency too is affecting them a bit. Yeah. On their day, they are very good, but because last week Napoli beat them 2-1.
And then they beat Inter.
They beat good. So you see, so they are inconsistent.
Yeah.
So if they're able to address that, then they should qualify from this group. I don't know whether first or second, but I know the part of the two that will qualify. The rest, they are evenly matched. Yes, it's very open. Yes.
Group G. This group to Charlie, no standouts. Olympiacos, Karabag, Freiburg, Nantes.
Olympiacos,
Karabag, Freiburg, and Nantes.
It's evenly matched. I would have said Freiburg, but this season I've not seen anything spectacular from them yet. Yes, it's still early days, but you see, I've not seen anything to prove that they can do anything. So I believe it's evenly matched. So any of those things can qualify. But I foresee Karabakh being a little bit ahead of their pack because of their Champions League experiences, and they seem to be a well organized team. Yeah, so they'll be part of the team that will qualify. But that's what that first, second, I can't tell.
And the last group in the Europa League, I think, is also very even. You have Red Star Belgrade, Monaco, Ferencváros, and Trabzonspor. Trabzonspor, I don't know if I think they really went to Besiktas or Trabzonspor. I'm not quite certain of which Turkish club he has joined, but again, very even.
I would have said Monaco, but Monaco has been disastrous last season, and this season they've not started too well. Yeah, so it's an evenly matched team. I don't know how because Monaco, I think, have been the most profitable team in Europe over the past 5 seasons because they've sold well. They made a lot of money.
At the point in time, Bernardo Silva, I think, 45. Yeah. Mbappe 190 something. That alone should have been fine. Then there's also Fabinho 50 something to Liverpool. So they sold a lot of they made a lot of money. They made a lot of Bakayoko. To Chelsea for I think 45 million. Yes. Yeah. They've made good money. So I don't know how they've invested their money. I don't know what they are clearly doing. Not well for us to not know what's going on right now with their prospects, because when you do something like that, one, of course, you are receiving money, and two, it should allow somebody to have the chance to also replace them from within or around. And Monaco has always had a fantastic academy. So as to how that has come up, and then Kingsley Coman as well being sold,
and then this Tchouaméni sold to Madrid recently for another 60 something million. Yes. No, was it 60 or 70 million? Sold it for good money.
For very good money.
Yeah, so as to how they are investing those monies and what they are doing with it,
it's not like they should owe to, because Monaco is supposed to be
they are properly ramped up. Yeah. Nobody's on crazy wages. Yeah. So it's unfortunate because they've been on a decline for a while.
Ever since they hired Henry as a coach, you haven't really seen. Because if that had worked, they would have really made them title contenders again, because there's no clear second force in France.
Yeah, no.
So who do you think is winning or has a good chance of winning the Europa? Obviously, because of what we are wearing, we are taking our clubs out of this scenario because we are both going to mention our clubs. So who else other than Manchester United and Arsenal do you think has a chance of winning the Europa? I'm tipping Roma.
No, Roma may, but they have the potential to get to the semi-finals. But there was a team I was raving about.
Let me look quickly and see who.
I think there was a German team I was raving about.
German team. It definitely wasn't Freiburg.
It wasn't Freiburg.
It was Union Berlin.
Union Berlin. Yeah. I foresee them going. Yes, Union Berlin. Good. I foresee them going to the final. I see them going all the way. Yes. Unless something catastrophic happens to them, I see them going all the way. As to who win it, I really can't tell.
I think Lazio were stung by Roma winning the Conference League. So out of the 2 Italian clubs, yes, I have already mentioned that I tip Roma, but I think Lazio would also want to take the taste out of Roma's mouth and show that was a fluke victory, although you had a good coach. Another dark horse, looking at PSV losing the Europa Conference League final. No, that was final, right? Final. But PSV should have been in the Champions League and got knocked out by Rangers at home. So I think they have a point to prove to their fans.
They were wasteful that day.
They were wasteful.
Rangers, of course, worked their socks off. No two ways about it. But final were just wasteful. They had some 2-3 clear chances. They were just wasteful. So it also impacted the game. Yeah. But don't get me wrong, Rangers are deserving qualifiers
to the Champions League stage. Yeah. And speaking of the Champions League, who do you tip to win the Champions League?
Already, my bet is on Bayern Munich. Because like I was saying earlier, Nagelsmann has gotten Bayern Munich playing some scintillating football. And then he seems to have the perfect players to execute his perfect tactical plan.
And you took PSG for the final. So I take it you want the 2020 final back.
PSG, barring any catastrophic
Infighting.
I see them going all the way. But my bet is on Bayern Munich to win it.
Which English club do you think has the best chance this season?
Liverpool is shambles. Chelsea is shambles. Spurs are still work in progress. Man City are forever Champions League cursed.
So no English club.
So the best they can hope for probably is miraculously make their way to the finals. But again, my money is on Bayern Munich. Yeah,
that's fine. So guys, we need to hear your feedback. So do you agree with Victor, the host, and James Bremisa? Do you think somebody else that we haven't mentioned will come in? I know a certain Liverpool fan called Theophilus Ansu who is definitely going to try and talk up his club for good reason. I know Michael Clue and Patrick Bonny as well will tip Chelsea and Velma as well. I know a lot of other people. I know Jesse Wallace will say Real Madrid because Charlie, you never count against Madrid. So let's see. I need to hear from people. So let's see what you guys think. So Victor, once again, it's been a pleasure. And please sign us with your social media handles.
Yes. So I just want to mention this quickly. No disrespect to Madrid. No disrespect because of course they are reigning champions. So of course, why wouldn't I say they'll be in the finals? I no disrespect to them, but I believe they are better teams than Madrid this season. Yes, they will do better. Yeah. So it has been fun being here. It has been an honor being on your show today. So I'm Victor, the host on all socials. So you can just hit me up. We can talk about everything and anything. So by day I'm an academic by day, and by night I am an MC. So you can talk about anything. So you can hit me up.
And in between, Charlie, just hit him up as well for anything you want. Outside football, outside religion, outside. Charlie, he's a pleasure to talk to. Just be respectful and he will flow. Because Charlie, if you slack, this volcano, you don't want to open it. Guys, Charlie, as usual, just bring me on Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, and Instagram, and and the Brew Show, on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, Instagram, and on YouTube. Best of luck to all the teams participating in Europe. The Conference League, I'm not going to do content on that one because it's still in its infancy as a competition, so I don't want to pick any favorites. So, guys, best of luck once again to all the teams involved in Europe, and enjoy your week and stay safe.